And we will get to resume play in this game after a 30-minute lightning delay, as lightning was spotted around 8 miles in the vicinity. So a little recap of the game so far. Clarke Central has only knocked around 2 hits this afternoon, but they managed to score a run back in the second inning after they had the bases loaded and a few force outs, and eventually someone came around to score. And we're back.
Third baseman Colin Davis.
Colin Davis stepping up to the plate after that 30-minute lightning delay, excuse me. We'll see how Patrick Matthews deals with that layoff of time. He was dealing right before that one, and that ball is fouled back toward the football stadium for strike one. A little quick recap of the game so far. Clarke Central got out to an early lead in the second inning after they loaded the bases and were able to scrap together a run as that ball's hit to Cuts. Cuts field, throws over to first at Crumpton, and Crumpton will retire Colin Davis at first for the third out of the inning. So quick, like 3 pitches for Patrick Matthews after that delay, and no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base after 4 full innings. Clarke Central still leads 1-0. Clarke Central. Clarke Central will come up here in the top of the 5th inning with Jordan Bonner, Isaiah Sims, then back up to the top of the order, Noah Fairbairn batting third, and Patrick Matthews if anyone gets on base. And Jose Casas is still in there too after that long 30-minute delay, and he will deal the first pitch, and Bonner swings right through that one for strike one. The 0-1 delivery, and Bonner shoots that one into center field, and it will drop right in front of Adrian Haynes. And Bonner is on with a leadoff single for Clarke Central. Third hit of the ball game for the Gladiators this afternoon, as Isaiah Sims steps up to the plate, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Hasn't been up to the plate in probably nearly an hour and a half right now, and so we'll see what he can do and see if he can move Bonner over to second base. Bonner takes the lead, and the first pitch into Sims is down in the dirt for ball one. Casas checks him over at first, and Sims turns and squares, and that one's in there for strike one. Maybe a bit high, but nonetheless, umpire calls his strike, and you got a 1-1 count. Some scores from around the region. We got Winder Barrow leading Salem 10-1 in the 4th. Gainesville over Flowery Branch 4-0 also in the 4th inning. Casas checks Bonner over at first, and Bonner's back safely. And Loganville has beaten Heritage 3-0 in the 4th inning. A 1-1 count here on Isaiah Sims. Bonner takes his lead. Sims shows bunt, pulls back, and that one is in there for strike 2. Sims not too pleased with that call as he kind of slowly walks out of the box, but now digs right back in, and Casas checks Bonner over at first and gets ready to deal the 1-2 delivery. And Sims shoots that one into right field. Right fielder Zach Davis shade over to his left and was able to make that play toward the line for the first out of the inning.
Right fielder Zach Davis. Next up to bat for Central.
Kind of had a lazy fly ball that kept flying toward the right field foul line, and Zach Davis was able to get there and make the play. And now we're at the top of the order for the Gladiators. Noah Fairbairn, who was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning and singled back in the 1st, so he's 1 for 1 on the day. Fairbairn swings, and that one's also hit out to Zach Davis in right, and fields it, throws over to first, and Bonner is thrown out after a little bit of a hit and run put on by Coach over there, and Fairbairn did exactly what he's supposed to do, put it in play. It just went right to the guy, and he didn't really have a chance back at first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. 4.5 here completed in at Cedar Shoals, and Clarke Central leads 1-0.
Leading off for the Jaguars, pitcher number 25, Jose Casas. Hip,
What
hip.
button was it? Record.
Hip, hip.
And we're here back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Patrick Matthews deals the first pitch to Casas, and that ball is inside for ball 1. Little sprinkles here and there, and Casas swings at that 1-0 pitch and fouls it off for strike 1. Casas reached on an error back in the 2nd inning, made it all the way to 2nd before the inning was completed. The 1-1 delivery from Matthews is in there for, not in there, excuse me, for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Matthews will be getting that pitch all day. Nice little curveball there. The 2-1 delivery from Matthews. Casas, a little dribbler back to him, and Matthews flips over to Crumpton at first for the out. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Next up to
The
bat for the
7 hitter,
Jaguars,
Alex
first
DiPaolo,
baseman,
steps up to the
number 8,
plate. He struck
Alex
out
DiPaolo.
swinging back in the 2nd inning. One of the 7 strikeouts on the day for Patrick Matthews. DiPaolo can say he went down swinging, which only one other person can do, and that one's flied over to Cuts. It's short, and Cuts fields it, and that will do it for Alex DiPaolo. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Stepping up to the plate for the Jaguars is Dustin Purple. Struck out swinging back in the 2nd as well. Curveball was left a little bit up for ball 1. The 1-0 delivery was low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes here on Dustin Purple. And that is in there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Purple offers it that one, and that one's skied. Hunter Cuts goes back and will get under it. And that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Jaguars for the 3rd straight inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base after 5 full innings. Clarke Central still leads 1-0.
Leading off for Clarke Central, number 15, Patrick Matthews.
We're headed to the top of the 6th inning in the first part of the Classic City Championship, and Patrick Matthews stepping up to the plate for the Gladiators. 0 for 1 on the day. Sacrifice bunt back in the 1st, and fielder's choice back in the 3rd. First pitch to him was up and away for ball 1. Casas' delivery is just a bit outside for ball 2. Casas hasn't really pitched that bad today, only giving up 3 hits, and he's really kept these Clarke Central players in line, but it's just he hasn't had any offense behind him, and that ball's flied back for strike 1. The 2-1 delivery from Casas is low for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike here on the 2-hole hitter, Patrick Matthews. This is the 3rd time through the order for Clarke Central. And that is ball 4. Patrick Matthews will head down to first base after that walk. They've had leadoff runners on base in every inning except the 4th.
Next up to bat, number 23.
So they've been on base today. They just haven't been able to move runners over and make costly mistakes on the base paths, but nonetheless they're leading here against their cross-city rival. Jack Elliott Gower shows a bunt, and that ball's fouled. Elliott Gower up to the plate, like I said, he's 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out and flied out in his 2 at-bats. Trying to move Matthews over there at first, on to second, put him in scoring position, maybe knocking a run or 2 here for Clarke Central. Throw over first, and Matthews is back in safely. Casas deals, and Elliott Gower puts that one down the third base line. And that will be a nice sacrifice bunt there by Jack Elliott Gower, moving Patrick Matthews on to second base. You don't normally see that, seeing a 3-hole hitter lay down a bunt for your team, but when it's such a close game, you got to do what you got to do to get runs across the plate. Cleanup hitter Hunter Cuts stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day, and struggling as of late. Went 0 for 2 in the game on Monday, and hasn't been able to put anything in play or find any holes for that matter. And first pitch into him was strike 1. Cuts really didn't agree with it, but Casas is right back up there and delivers the 0-1 pitch for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Matthews down there at second, and Cuts flies this one, and Seaman gets over there to it and will retire. Will retire Hunter Cuts for the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 21,
5-hole hitter. Luke Bennett stepping up to the plate, coming off a double in the back in the 4th inning. Was not able to be advanced after that double as the next two guys struck out, but he's got a runner on second base in Matthews and is hoping for some run support here. And that first pitch is in there with a curveball for strike one. The wind started picking up as that storm came in. Clouds pretty covering the sky, and that ball's grounded to short. Seaman throws over to first, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on base for Clarke Central after 6 1/2. They still lead 1-0. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, we got the 9-hitter, Zach Davis, coming up to the plate for the Jaguars, and then back up to the top of the order, and Adrian Haynes and Bert Seaman. And then if anyone gets on, catcher Arjun Patel will be up to the plate. They're trailing Clarke Central right now by 1 run and only have 6 outs to work with, so they really need to get those bats going since they don't have a hit as of now. They have had 2 runners on base, but they were both stranded. The first pitch to Davis is down and away for ball 1. Matthews is looking good after that long delay. Normally you don't see a pitcher stay in after those long delays. It kind of makes their arm tense up a little bit, and usually see a relief pitcher after that delay. So it's nice to see him out there working hard and throwing strikes, as that last one was in there for strike 1. The 1-1 delivery is in there for strike 2. Nice pitch on the outside corner. He's just been painting the corners all afternoon with fastballs and throwing that curveball with an 0-2 count, 1-2 count, and getting that strikeout. So let's see if he throws a curveball here. And he's had really, really good luck with it today. Nope, sticks with the fastball, and that one is down and away for ball 2. Probably didn't miss by much, and he has retired 9 straight batters. And that is in there for ball 3, full count. Hasn't had many full counts this afternoon, only 2. He walked Adrian Haynes to start off the game, and then had one other 3-2 count, and that was it. 3-2 is in there for strike 3. Zach Davis goes down swinging for the 8th strikeout on the day for Patrick Matthews. Back up to the top of the order for Adrian Haynes. 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out back in the 3rd inning. First pitch into him is strike 1.
Adrian Haynes.
The 0-1 delivery is inside for ball 1. The 1-1 delivery, Haynes waits. Swings right through that one on the outside corner for a strike 2. The 1-2 delivery is a nice curveball there by Patrick Matthews for strikeout number 9.
Now batting shortstop, number 4.
9 strikeouts through 5 2/3 innings for Patrick Matthews, and he is dealing at this point. And Bert Seaman stepping up to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Nice fastball on the inside half. Seaman awaits the 0-1 delivery from Matthews. And that is up and away. Hasn't lost any velocity on that fastball. The 1-1 delivery is just a bit inside, but the umpire does call that one strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that is in there for strike 3. 10 strikeouts on the day for Patrick Matthews through 6 full innings. They still lead 1-0. And here in the top of the 7th inning, Tucker Crumpton stepping up to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in his previous at-bat. Casas still in there on the mound and delivers, and Crumpton hits a slow roller down the third base line. Will roll foul for strike 1. If Clarke Central wins tonight, they have a chance to sweep a series. They haven't won back-to-back games since 2012 when they beat Habersham Central, or Habersham 8-0, and then Oglethorpe County 14-3 back in April of 2012. They are leading as of now, and with Matthews dealing the way he is, it doesn't look like that will change. A 1-1 count here. And Crumpton fouls the 1-1 delivery away for strike 2. The 1-2 delivery from Casas. Crumpton skies that one to second. Dhruv Patel shades over and will get under the ball and will retire Crumpton for the first out of the inning.
Second baseman Dhruv Patel makes the catch for out number 1. Now batting number 17, Terry McHugh.
The 7-hole hitter, Terry McHugh, DH this afternoon, stepping up to the plate, scored the only run of the ballgame on both sides back in the 2nd inning when he was hit by a pitch. First pitch into him is ball low. Struck out back in the 4th. Did go down swinging, so there's that. 1-0 delivery swung right through at the plate. Little curveball slider action there right off the plate. And the 1-1 delivery from Casas. Hits him right between the letters once again, and he will trot down to first base. Second hit by pitch today for Terry McHugh, and that is the 4th one on the afternoon by Casas. Looked like Terry McHugh was hitting the exact same spot as he was back in the 2nd inning. Hopefully you can repeat what happened there and he can come around to score and give Clarke Central some insurance out there. Bonner grounds that one to short. Seaman Fields throws the second. Patel over to first. And that one will get behind the first baseman. Bonner will be on at first. Nice backup there by Arjun Patel behind the plate.
Out number 2, now batting number 4, Isaiah Sims.
9-hole hitter Isaiah Sims stepping up to the plate. 0 for 2 today. But he did reach on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Bonner over there at first. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Casas checks Bonner at first and deals. Isaiah Sims flies that one. Davis goes back. So does Seaman. Davis calls him off, and that will do it for the top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base for Clarke Central after 6.5. Clarke Central leads 1-0 going into the last half inning of play.
Leading off for the Jaguars, catcher number 17.
Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Arjun Patel leads off for the Jaguars. Still yet to record a hit in the ball game. Patrick Matthews still out there on the mound. And the first pitch to Patel bounces in front of the plate for ball 1. The 1-0 delivery hits Patel right on the shirt, and he will trot down to first base. First time the leadoff batter has been on today. Excuse me, second time back in the first inning. Adrian Haynes reached on a walk.
Now batting.
Patel is on at first, and bringing up the winning run, Dhruv Patel to the plate. Matthews checks Patel at first, but the other Patel squares around a bunt at home and pulls back for ball 1. I have to figure out names. You get 2 Patels out there on the field right now. Arjun down at first and Dhruv at the plate. Dhruv squares around once again, pops up his bunt back behind us, and once again toward the football field. So 1-1 count here on the cleanup hitter, Dhruv Patel, for Cedar Shoals. Not a big lead over there for Arjun at first. Matthews delivers, and Dhruv flies out another one. The 1-2 delivery is grounded to second. Isaiah Sims Fields throws over to Cuts at second and will retire. Arjun at second. No play over there at first for Dhruv.
Now batting number 11, third base.
Patrick Matthews has got 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and he's trying to get a new career high for him with 4 shutouts. Stepping up to the plate is Colin Davis. Swings right through that offering, and 0-1 count here on the 5-hole hitter. Now you got Dhruv Patel over at first base, and Matthews deals, and Davis swings right through that little off-speed pitch down in the dirt for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 0-2 delivery is way outside, trying to get Davis chasing. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Matthews checks Dhruv over at first and deals. Nice curveball in there for strike 3. That is the 11th strikeout this afternoon for Patrick Matthews.
Now batting number
7 of the 11 have been looking. And Jose Casas is the last chance for Cedar Shoals. They're down to their final out. He is 0 for 2 on the day. He did reach base back in the 2nd inning, and Matthews deals. And that is in there for strike 1. Matthews checks Dhruv over at first and deals the 0-1. Nice curveball right off the plate. Nice stop back there by Jack Elliott Gower. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 1-run ball game. Winning run is at the plate. Matthews delivers. That ball is just a bit high and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike here on the opposing pitcher, Casas. The 2-1 delivery is in there for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Cedar Shoals is down to their final strike of the ball game. Matthews gets ready and deals. And that's a ground ball hit to third. Fairbairn Fields throws over to first. And Hunter, and that will do it. That is a no-hitter for Patrick Matthews. 7 runs of no-hit baseball, and the Fields and the team just storms him. Smiles all around for Clarke Central as they take the first game of this Classic City Championship 1-0 in a really tight finish. Nice pitching out there by Patrick Matthews. Went the complete game shutout, giving up no hits, only 2 walks, and he was just dealing out there. The finale of this Classic City Championship will be on Friday back at Clarke Central. I'll be there. I'm Chris Gilmore. I'll see you later.